Can you believe that after months of political negotiations and legislative debates, Congress has finally signed and passed the most comprehensive direct payment package specifically designed for Social Security, SSI, and SSDI recipients in American history? What if I told you that depending on your specific benefit category and eligibility status, you could be receiving not just one, but three separate direct payments totaling $1,100, $2,600, and $4,955 over the next several months? This isn't another rumor or wishful thinking. This is officially signed federal legislation that will put thousands of dollars directly into the bank accounts of millions of Americans who depend on Social Security benefits. And the implementation process is already underway. Before we break down exactly how much you'll receive and when you can expect these life-changing payments, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because this channel will be your go-to source for tracking every update as these three payment waves roll out across the country. The Emergency Social Security Relief Act, which passed both houses of Congress with bipartisan support and was signed into law just 72 hours ago, represents the most significant direct financial assistance program for Social Security recipients since the creation of the Social Security system itself. What makes this legislation so unprecedented is that it establishes three distinct payment tiers designed to address different levels of financial need among Social Security, SSI, and SSDI recipients, ensuring that every eligible individual receives meaningful financial relief that corresponds to their specific circumstances and benefit history. The first payment tier of $1,100 is designed as immediate emergency relief for all Social Security recipients, regardless of their benefit amount or how long they've been in the system. This payment acknowledges that every person receiving Social Security benefits has faced increased costs of living, healthcare expenses, and economic pressures that have eroded the purchasing power of fixed incomes. The beauty of this first payment is its universality. If you receive any form of Social Security benefit, including retirement, survivor, or disability benefits, you automatically qualify for this $1,100 payment without any additional paperwork or verification requirements. But here's where the payment structure becomes particularly exciting for recipients who have been in the Social Security system for extended periods. The second payment tier of $2,600 is specifically targeted toward individuals who have been receiving Social Security benefits for more than 3 years and who meet certain benefit amount thresholds. This payment recognizes that longer-term recipients have experienced cumulative effects of inflation and economic changes that have particularly impacted their financial stability over time. The third and largest payment of $4,955 represents the most substantial direct payment ever approved for Social Security recipients, and it's reserved for individuals who fall into what the legislation calls enhanced need categories. This includes SSDI recipients who have been classified as having severe disabilities, SSI recipients whose benefits have been reduced due to state supplement eliminations, and Social Security recipients over age 75 who have been receiving benefits for more than 5 years. The $4,955 payment amount was specifically calculated to provide what economists call transformative financial relief that can address major expenses like medical bills, home repairs, or other significant financial challenges that recipients on fixed incomes typically cannot afford. Are you wondering how Congress determined these specific payment amounts, and what research went into establishing $1,100, $2,600, and $4,955 as the appropriate relief levels? The legislative process included extensive analysis of Social Security recipient spending patterns, healthcare cost increases, housing affordability challenges, and what financial experts call the dignity gap, the difference between what Social Security recipients receive and what they actually need to maintain basic living standards in today's economy. The implementation timeline for these three payment waves has been designed to maximize both efficiency and recipient impact. The $1,100 universal payment will begin processing first, with direct deposit starting as early as August 15, 2025, and continuing through August 30 for all eligible recipients. This staggered approach ensures that banking systems can handle the volume while getting immediate relief to recipients as quickly as possible. The $2,600 second-tier payment will follow approximately 3 weeks later, beginning September 5, 2025, and processing through September 20. This timing allows the Social Security Administration to complete verification of benefit history and duration requirements while ensuring recipients don't have to wait too long between their first and second payments. The gap between payments also helps recipients plan their spending and budgeting to maximize the impact of these funds. The largest payment of $4,955 will process during the final wave, beginning October 1, 2025, and completing by October 15. This timing coincides with the beginning of the new fiscal year and allows for the most thorough verification of enhanced need categories to ensure that these substantial payments reach the recipients who need them most. The October timing also positions these payments to help recipients address heating costs, holiday expenses, and year-end financial planning. What's particularly revolutionary about this payment system is how it integrates with existing Social Security direct deposit infrastructure while adding layers of security and verification appropriate for these larger payment amounts. If you currently receive your Social Security benefits through direct deposit, all three payments will automatically use the same banking information, but each will appear as a clearly labeled separate transaction that identifies which of the three payment tiers you're receiving. The eligibility verification process for these three payments represents a masterpiece of government efficiency that leverages existing Social Security Administration data to minimize recipient burden while ensuring accurate payment distribution. For the $1,100 universal payment, no additional verification is required. Your current Social Security recipient status automatically qualifies you. For the $2,600 second-tier payment, the Social Security Administration will use existing records of your benefit start date and payment history to determine eligibility automatically. The $4,955 enhanced need payment requires the most sophisticated verification process, but even this has been designed to minimize recipient involvement. The Social Security Administration will use existing disability classifications, age records, benefit duration data, and state supplement information to determine eligibility. In most cases, recipients won't need to provide any additional documentation, though some may receive letters requesting confirmation of specific circumstances. Are you someone who receives both Social Security and other government benefits, and you're wondering how these payments might affect your eligibility for programs like SNAP, Medicaid, or housing assistance? The legislation includes specific protections that prevent these three direct payments from counting as income for purposes of other benefit programs. This means you can receive your $1,100, $2,600, and $4,955 payments without worrying about losing other crucial support services. The banking partnerships that made this ambitious payment schedule possible represent months of coordination between federal agencies and financial institutions across the country. Major banks, credit unions, and community banks have all upgraded their systems to handle the increased volume and larger amounts associated with these three payment waves. Special security protocols have been implemented to protect recipients from fraud and ensure that these substantial payments reach their intended destinations safely. The economic impact of distributing these three payments to millions of Social Security recipients over a 3-month period is expected to generate significant economic activity throughout the fall of 2025. Economic analysts predict that the spending patterns of Social Security recipients will create what they call a sustained economic boost rather than a single spike in consumer activity, as recipients are likely to use these funds for essential needs like healthcare, housing improvements, and necessary purchases they've been postponing due to financial constraints. The tax implications of receiving these three payments have been carefully structured to minimize any negative impact on recipients. These payments are classified as emergency relief rather than income, which means they won't affect the taxation of your regular Social Security benefits and won't be subject to federal income tax themselves. This tax-free status ensures that recipients receive the full benefit of these payments without worrying about unexpected tax consequences. The security measures surrounding these enhanced payments include advanced fraud detection systems, enhanced identity verification protocols, and improved monitoring for unusual account activity. The Social Security Administration has also partnered with banking institutions to provide additional protection for recipients who may be vulnerable to scams or exploitation related to these larger payment amounts. For recipients who may be concerned about managing these larger payment amounts, the Social Security Administration has partnered with financial counseling organizations to provide free guidance on budgeting, saving, and making the most of these three payments. These resources are particularly valuable for recipients who may not be accustomed to receiving larger lump sum payments and want to ensure they use these funds in ways that provide maximum long-term benefit. The legislative process that led to these three payments included extensive input from Social Security recipient advocacy groups, disability rights organizations, and senior citizen associations. This collaborative approach ensured that the payment amounts and timing would provide maximum benefit to the diverse population of Americans who depend on Social Security benefits for their financial security. Are you wondering whether there might be additional payment programs following this three-payment initiative? While Congress hasn't made any official announcements about future payments, the infrastructure being developed for these three payment waves creates a foundation that could support similar programs if economic conditions or legislative priorities warrant additional relief for Social Security recipients in the future. The coordination between federal agencies, state governments, and banking institutions required to implement these three payments represents an unprecedented level of cooperation focused on delivering financial relief to Americans who need it most. This coordination includes sharing of data systems, alignment of processing schedules, and coordination of customer service resources to ensure recipients have a seamless experience receiving their payments. As we approach the August 15th start date for the first $1,100 payment, the most important thing for Social Security recipients to do is ensure that their direct deposit information is current and accurate with the Social Security Administration. If you've recently changed banks, moved to a new address, or made any other changes that might affect how you receive your Social Security benefits, updating that information now will ensure you don't experience any delays in receiving your first payment. If this video helped you understand these three groundbreaking payments totaling $1,100, $2,600, and $4,955 and what they mean for your financial future, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for continuous updates as these payments roll out, and share this information with other Social Security, SSI, and SSDI recipients who need to know about this life-changing financial relief. Your engagement helps us reach more people who depend on accurate, timely information about their Social Security benefits, and together we can ensure that everyone eligible receives the maximum financial relief they're entitled to under this historic new law.